Duty that no one understood. Chapter 1. Start of shift. Strange radio messages. March 18th, New York City, Manhattan. 7:45 a.m. I'm reporting for duty as part of ESU Emergency Service Unit. It's our version of SWAT, only with even broader authority and slightly older body armor. My name is Mark Harris, Sergeant, 12 years on the force, 6 of them in ESU. Before that, Army Ranger, 2 tours in Afghanistan, 1 in Iraq. I've seen people die from bullets, shrapnel, and their own stupidity. I thought nothing could surprise me anymore. I was wrong. The shift starts like always. Briefing, weapons check, coffee from a vending machine that tastes like lawnmower fuel. I'm wearing a level 3 light body armor, a helmet with a visor, a chest rig with 8 magazines for my Colt M4 assault rifle. In my shoulder holster, a Glock 17 rounds, plus 2 more magazines on my belt. Tactical light, first aid kit, knife. Same as always. My partner is Tommy Rodriguez, a big guy from Brooklyn, almost 6.5 feet, pushing 220, but quiet as a mouse. He prefers a Remington 870 shotgun and believes any conflict can be solved with a dozen rounds of buckshot. Tommy is a good cop, reliable. First 3 hours, nothing. We patrol our sector, check out calls. 2 suspicious persons, 1 domestic disturbance. A husband threatened his wife with a knife, but when we arrived he was already crying on his knees while his wife held a frying pan. Typical morning. Around 11, things start getting weird. Attention all units. Report from the 14th Precinct. At the Houston Street subway station, a passenger is attacking other passengers. Suspected drug use. He's biting people. Repeat, biting. Requesting backup. I glance at Tommy. He shrugs. Another crocodile addict, he grumbles. Last month we pulled one off the ceiling of an elevator. Yeah, I reply. Except back then nobody was biting anyone. Well, except the junkie himself. He was trying to chew off his own fingers. We hit the siren and head for the subway. 2 patrol cars are already on scene. Officers stand at the entrance, and they've got strange looks on their faces. Not confused. Scared. Corporal Johnson, who I've known for about 5 years, walks over to our car and says, "Sergeant, you need to see this. We didn't go in. Because it's not a junkie." "Then what?" Ask. "A dead man," he says. "Seriously, corpse. It got up and attacked people. We shot one of them, but he didn't stop. Had to shoot him in the head." I look at Tommy. Tommy looks at me. "Double espresso with cinnamon," he says. "Sounds like you could use one too." "I'm not asleep," I answer. "Johnson, how much have you had to drink today?" "Not a drop, Sergeant. I swear on my mother. I don't drink on duty. Go see for yourselves. Just take your weapons." I grab my M4, check the round in the chamber, lower my visor. Tommy racks the shotgun's pump. The sound is heavy, oily, familiar down to the bone. We head down into the subway. Houston Street Station was always gloomy. 70s tile, yellow lights, the smell of piss and pretzels. Today add the smell of blood. Fresh, hot, a lot of blood. 3 bodies lie on the platform. 2 are still. The 3rd is moving. It's a man in a torn coat, his face gray as cement, his eyes white, without pupils. He's on all 4s over one of the bodies, chewing on something. When I turn on my light, he lifts his head. His mouth is torn clear to his ears. Not from a wound, just the skin split from how wide he's opening his jaw. Yellow fangs protrude from his gums. Not human. "Police!" I shout. "Stop right now." The dead man, and it is a dead man because there's an entry gunshot wound in his neck and no blood is flowing from it, turns toward me. He doesn't react to the words at all. But he sees me. I know this because his head tilts slightly, and his arms, no longer arms but clawed paws, brace against the floor. He lunges at me. I wasn't expecting it. Not because I'm slow, I've done reaction tests and I'm top tier, but because that movement is impossible for a man with a bullet in his neck. A corpse can't jump 8 feet. Can't. But it jumps. Tommy fires first. Buckshot from the Remington hits the dead man's chest, shredding the coat and rotten flesh. Chunks fly against the walls. But he doesn't even stumble. He keeps flying toward me, and I manage to bring up the M4's barrel. The impact hits my shoulder. I stagger but don't fall. The dead thing latches onto my body armor and tries to reach my neck. I remember what they taught us in ESU. If the enemy is too close, don't try to shoot with a long gun. Hit the head with anything you've got. I hit it with my stock. Once, twice, 3 times. Bone crunches, the skull caves. On the 4th hit, the dead man lets go and crumples sideways. He twitches for another 5 seconds, then goes still. Holy shit! Tommy exhales. Mark, you okay? Still alive, I answer. But that wasn't human. Did you see its eyes? Yeah, I've only seen that in movies. We stare at the corpse. Now it's not moving. I crouch and check for a pulse. Nothing. Body temperature, room temperature. He's been dead for hours at least. But just a minute ago he was jumping like a damn tiger. Johnson comes down after us. He's shaking. I told you, Sergeant, he whispers. It's not drugs. It's something else. Call for detectives and the coroner and have them send psych medics, I say. In the meantime, seal off the station. Nobody in, nobody out. What about those 2 that it mauled? Johnson asks. They're dead. Nobody touched them. Wait for the specialists. I head back up. Up top, the sun is shining. A normal New York day. Buses, cabs, people with coffee. Nobody knows what's happening underground. Call dispatch.
Sergeant Harris E.
I have a corpse at Houston Street Station that attacked people. I killed it a 2nd time. Repeat. The corpse was active and aggressive. Harris, did you get heat stroke? The dispatcher laughs. Corpses don't attack. Send my lieutenant. And a doctor. A live one. Someone who can tell death from undeath. I hang up. Tommy stands next to me, reloading his shotgun. He's looking at me with an expression I last saw in Iraq, when we walked into an ambush and half the squad didn't come back. Mark, he says quietly, I think this is just the beginning. And he will be right. Chapter 2. First call. A woman biting a child. The hero doesn't shoot. 2 hours pass. Crime scene investigators and the coroner arrive. An older man in thick glasses, Dr. Wallace, examines the body and says it was definitely dead for at least 6 hours, yet shows no signs of decomposition typical for that time frame. The muscles retained elasticity, though the blood had already clotted into a dark gel. I can't explain this, he admits. From a scientific standpoint, it's impossible. Doctor, I saw it attack, I say. How does that fit with your standpoint? It doesn't, so I'll take samples and send them to the lab. In the meantime, Sergeant, I recommend staying away from similar incidents. Easy for you to say. We leave the subway. The sun is already setting. Back at the station, I get chewed out for exceeding my authority by using deadly force against a civilian, even a dead one. I'm suspended for 2 hours for a psychological evaluation. The psychologist is a woman about 30 with big earrings who asks stupid questions. Do you feel anger? No. Do you feel a desire to cause harm? Only to things trying to eat me. She scribbles in her notepad. At 4:30 p.m., we get a new call. This time, a school in Brooklyn, an elementary school. A teacher reports that a mother who came to pick up her child attacked the teacher and is trying to bite everyone around. I go alone. Tommy stays at the station to give his statement. When I arrive, the school is already cordoned off by 2 patrol cars. Inside, screaming. Female, hysterical but inhuman. I step into the lobby. A woman in her 40s, wearing an expensive coat, stands on all 4s in the middle of the hall. Her face is gray, her eyes white like the man in the subway. She's growling. An actual growl, low and guttural. In the corner behind the admin desk, 2 teachers and a boy about 6 years old are hiding. The boy's arm is bleeding. The woman bit him. Police! I shout, aiming my rifle. Stop right now. She turns toward me, and I see her face. She has no pupils at all, just sclera covered in red veins. She looks through me, or doesn't look. She senses me like heat, like motion. She lunges. I don't shoot. I can't, because there's still something human about her. The coat, the shoes, the hairstyle. 5 minutes ago, she was a mother. Maybe she's just sick. Maybe she can be saved. I dodge, let her fly past me, and kick her in the back. She falls but springs right back up, her movements unnaturally fast, her spine curving at an angle that would guarantee a fracture in a normal living person. She lunges again. I hit her in the shoulder with my rifle stock. I hear a crack. But she doesn't stop at all. Her arm hangs limp, yet she keeps coming, trying to reach my face with her claws. I retreat toward the exit. The teachers scream at me to shoot her. The child cries. The woman growls and scrapes her nails across the concrete floor, leaving white scratches. The skin on her fingers has been torn down to the bone, but she doesn't notice. I make a decision. I step aside and draw my taser. 2 darts sink into her chest. 3 seconds of shock. She convulses, falls, but within 5 seconds tries to get back up. I hit her a second time. The third. On the third, she freezes. Not unconscious, just frozen, as if her muscles are locked in spasm. But 10 seconds later, she moves again. I put standard plastic handcuffs on her. She tries to bite my hand, but I pull away. I hogtie her legs and call for backup. Ambulance, psychiatric unit. Woman, aggressive, possible rabies-like episode. The ambulance arrives in 20 minutes. During that time, the woman tries several times to chew through the plastic cuffs. She grinds them with her teeth, and her teeth crumble. Crumbling, but she feels no pain. When the paramedics hit her with a tranquilizer dose strong enough for a horse, she finally stops moving. But she doesn't fall asleep. She just freezes with her eyes open. I look at the boy, 6 years old. A bite on his forearm, shallow but bleeding. A teacher tied a tourniquet from her own scarf. The boy is crying, but quietly now. This boy needs to go to the hospital. I tell the paramedics. Now. We'll take him, Sergeant. And the mother too. But where to for her? Psych ward. Or the morgue? I don't know. I step outside. I breathe. My chest is heavy. I didn't shoot. I did everything right by the book. I used non-lethal force. I preserved a civilian's life. But something inside tells me this boy, the one she bit, is already a dead man walking. This isn't rabies. It's something else. I call Tommy. We've got big problems, I say. Big problems. Chapter 3. Command bans use of deadly force, pending orders. I return to the precinct at 10 p.m. Lieutenant Carter is waiting for me. The guy has a square jaw and completely hollow eyes. One of those who've sat behind a desk for 20 years and forgotten what gunpowder smells like on the range. He looks at me like I'm a dog that's shit on the carpet. Harris, sit down. Isit. Today you used force twice. First at the subway you shot an unarmed man. Second at the school, you used a taser and handcuffs on a woman who came to pick up her child. And you were alone, without a partner. Lieutenant, the man at the subway was dead when I shot him. The coroner confirmed that? He confirmed the body had been dead for hours, but it was moving and attacking. Harris, do you hear yourself? The corpse moved and attacked. Are you out of your mind? I'm in my right mind. What's happening to people, I don't know. But today a woman tried to eat her own child. She had no pupils. She felt no pain. The taser didn't stop her. We had to hit her with a horse dose. Carter stares at me for a while. Then he says, tomorrow morning, orders from above. No deadly force without a direct order from a supervisor or an immediate threat to life. You got that? Lieutenant, if that corpse, or whatever it is, attacks me, I'm shooting. I don't give a damn about the order. You'll go to prison, Harris. Then put me there. But I'm not getting eaten. Carter sighs. He's tired. We're all tired. Go home. Get some rest. We'll sort it out tomorrow. I walk out of the precinct. Night in Manhattan. Lights, people, cars. Everything seems normal. But I hear sirens. A lot of sirens. From all directions. And I know there'll be even more soon. I call my ex-wife. Her name is Lisa. We've been divorced for 3 years. But we have a daughter, Emma, 7 years old. Lisa lives on the Upper East Side, not far from downtown. I warn her. Please lock the door. The windows too. Don't go outside. Under any circumstances. And stock up on water and food. Mark, what's going on? I've seen the news. They say there's a spike in violence. It's not violence. I don't know what to call it. People are attacking people. They don't stop when you hit them or shoot them. And they bite. Like rabies, only worse. You're scaring me. Good. Fear keeps you alive. If anything happens, call me. I'll come. Promise. Promise. I hang up. I walk to my car. An old Ford Explorer I bought back when I was still in the Army. It's seen better days, but the engine runs like clockwork. In the glove box, 2 spare magazines for the Glock and a box of ammo. In the trunk, a go bag, first aid kit, MREs, flashlight, knife, rope, duct tape, lighter. I'm always ready for the worst. Being a ranger taught me one thing: better to have and not need than to need and not have. I drive home. I live in Queens, a small apartment. The drive takes half an hour. Over the radio, dispatch gives 3 more calls about biting attacks. In the Bronx, a man bit a store clerk at a 24-hour shop. In Chelsea, a woman attacked a tourist and bit off his ear. In Lower Manhattan, officers shot a man who tore a chunk of flesh from his neighbor's cheek. Everywhere the same. No connection between the attackers. Different ages, genders, social statuses. One thing in common: after death, they're either already dead or they die and get back up. I park at my building, go up to my apartment, take my personal arsenal out of the safe, a semi-auto AR-15, a Glock with 2 magazines, a Level V vest I bought on eBay from a retired soldier. Check everything. Load magazines. Put water and canned food in a backpack. I don't know when I'll be back, but I know I won't survive without this. I fall asleep around 2 a.m. I sleep badly. Images flash through my head. White eyes, bloody saliva, bones crunching under my rifle stock. Chapter 4. Second call. A man already dead but still moving. I'm woken at 6 a.m. by a call from Tommy. "Mark, get over here. We've got something. I can't explain it over the phone." "Where are you?" "At the 15th precinct in Manhattan. We detained someone. He should already be dead, but he's still moving." I'm dressed in 2 minutes. Body armor over my t-shirt, chest rig over the armor. 2 magazines for the M4 that I loaded last night, 30 rounds each with 3 tracers every 4 rounds. Old Army habit. Helps control ammo usage. I drive. The roads are empty. Strange for morning rush hour. But on the shoulders I see abandoned cars. Some with open doors. Some with dark stains on the windows. I don't stop. At the 15th precinct, it's chaos. Officers run through the halls, some shouting, some crying. I find Tommy near a holding cell. He's pale as chalk. "Look," he says, pointing to a monitor. A cell. On a concrete floor lies a man. Looks about 30, in jeans and a t-shirt. He's not moving, but on his chest a gunshot wound. The bullet entered near the heart and exited through his back. I can tell by the pool of blood that's almost dry. He should be dead, but he's breathing. No, not breathing. His chest isn't rising, but his head slowly turns toward the camera, and his eyes, white, without pupils, stare straight into the lens. "We caught him last night," Tommy says. "He attacked 2 people in the park. We shot him. 2 rounds to the chest. He fell. 15 minutes later, he got up. We shot him again, this time in the head. He fell again. An hour later, he got up again. The bullet went through, grazed his brain, but he still moves." "Who shot?" "I did. First time. My partner the second. Then paramedics came, declared him dead. An hour later, the corpse came back to life. The paramedics almost shit themselves. I look at the monitor. The man in the cell starts to slowly rise. His movements aren't like a living person's. They're jerky, unnatural, like someone pulling strings. He gets on all 4s, then straightens up. His face is a bloody mask. He makes no sound. He just stands and stares toward the door. "The door locked?" Ask. "Yeah, but I'm not sure it'll hold. Call for backup, and get a coroner, and a priest, just in case." I take my M4 and approach the cell door. Through the small window, I see him up close. His skin is gray like old paper. Blue-black patches on his hands. Rigor mortis? No, he's moving. Fingers twitching, joints bending. It's physically impossible. I remember my experience in Iraq. Once we found a body of a man who'd lain in the desert sun for 3 days. He was like a mummy, no movement at all. And this one, it's like a puppet someone's pulling strings on. "Tommy," I say, "remember those horror movies we watched in the barracks? About zombies?" "Not funny, Mark. I'm not joking." At that moment, the man in the cell hurls himself at the door. Full force. Head first. His skull cracks. A bloody smear remains on the window, but he doesn't fall. He steps back and throws himself again. And again. And again. The door starts to bend. Fall back, I shout. We run out of the hallway. A minute later, the door gives, the hinges fail, and the metal sheet crashes to the floor. The man steps out of the cell. Not running, walking. Slowly, inexorably. No emotion on his face. Just emptiness. I aim my rifle. Sight on the head. Stop, I shout. He doesn't stop.
E4.
One shot. The bullet enters his forehead and exits through his occiput, spraying gray matter on the wall. The man freezes for a second, then his legs buckle and he falls face down. This time for good. Silence. Holy shit, Tommy whispers. You just killed a dead man. Permanently. That wasn't a dead man. That was someone who refused to die for real. I reload my rifle. Now I know, I say, how to stop them for good. The head. Chapter 5. Communications with Central go down. The hero decides to go to his family. At 7:30 a.m., an order comes over all channels. All personnel to remain at their posts, not leave their precincts, and await further instructions. Communication with Central Command becomes spotty. Some say the lines are overloaded. Others say the streets are getting restless. At 9, I try to call Lisa. She doesn't pick up the first time. The second time, she answers. Her voice is scared. Mark, things are happening here. The building next door. People are running into the street. Weird ones. They attack everyone. I saw a woman bite a mailman. Are you inside? Yes. The door's locked. Emma's with me. Don't open the door for anyone, even if they shout for help. Got it? Even if they say they're police. Why? Because the police can't tell the living from the dead anymore. I hang up, turn to Tommy. He's sitting at a desk sorting shotgun shells. He looks lost. Tom, I'm driving to the Upper East Side. That's against orders? You heard stay put. That's an order for cowards. My daughter is there. Then I'm coming with you.
No.
You're needed here. Hold down the precinct. If hell breaks loose, stay alive. What if you don't come back? Then pretend I never existed. I walk outside. My Ford is where I left it. Next to it, an overturned dumpster and a bloody trail on the asphalt. I get in, start the engine. I merge onto the highway. First, nothing seems to have changed. But the closer I get to downtown, the worse it gets. Abandoned cars everywhere. Some with open doors. Some with screams coming from inside. I don't stop. I know. If I stop, I won't make it. At the intersection with Broadway, I see a group of people. They're crossing the street. Their gait is strange. Shuffling, unsteady. One of them, in a dirty coat, turns his head toward me. His face is gray. His eyes are white. He starts walking toward me. I hit the gas. The car lurches around the obstacle. Behind me, a dull thud. I clipped someone. But I don't look in the mirror. Chapter 6. Breaking through the crowd in a police car. It gets worse. At every intersection, abandoned cars, overturned buses, flaming trash cans. I go around through backyards and alleys. In one of them, I spot a police car with its door open. Beside it, an officer's body. He's lying face down, a pool of blood around him. I stop. Hey! I shout. No answer. I get out, rifle ready. Approach the body. Turn it over. A familiar face. Corporal Johnson. The same one from the subway station. A ragged wound on his neck. Flesh torn down to the vertebrae. He's not breathing. But when I lean in, his eyes open. White. Without pupils. I step back and fire. One shot to the forehead. Johnson twitches and goes still. Sorry, buddy. I whisper. I search his car. In the glove box, 2 spare M4 magazines. In the trunk, a vest and a case of ammo. I take everything. I'll need it. I keep driving with my lights on. A drizzle starts. On the bridges over the East River, checkpoints are set up, but no one is there. National Guard soldiers? I don't see anyone. Just abandoned military trucks and empty ammo crates. I turn onto the Upper East Side. The streets are cleaner here, less chaos. But I hear gunfire. Somewhere nearby, towards Central Park. Frequent, short bursts. Automatic. I pull into Lisa's building's courtyard. The gate is open. The courtyard is empty. I park, grab my rifle and backpack, and run to the entrance. The building door is locked. I buzz her apartment. Lisa, it's me. Open up. Mark? Are you alone? Alone. Hurry. The lock clicks. I go in. The lobby is dark, no lights. Only the light from windows. I climb the stairs to the 7th floor. On the landing between floors, fresh blood. I knock on the door. 3 short, 2 long, our old signal. The door opens. Lisa stands in the doorway, pale, scared, but alive. Behind her, Emma, my daughter. She's crying. Daddy, she whispers. I hug them both. Hold them so tight I'm afraid they'll disappear. It's going to be okay, I say. I'm getting you out. I don't believe what I'm saying, but I have to say it. We step inside. I lock the door with the chain and shove a heavy cabinet in front of it. Check the windows, all closed. In the kitchen, supplies of water and food. Lisa already prepared, smart woman. Tell me everything, I say, sitting on the couch. Last night, the upstairs neighbor started screaming. We thought it was a fight. Then he ran out onto the stairs. His face was gray, and he attacked the woman from the 3rd floor. She screamed, and he was eating her, Mark. I saw it through the peephole. He was eating her alive. Did you open the door?
No.
I locked it, but this morning someone knocked. He sounded like the doorman. He asked to open up, said help had arrived. But I looked through the peephole, his eyes were white. I didn't open. Good. That saved your lives. What's happening, Mark? What are those things? I don't know, but I know how to kill them. Only in the head. Only a shot to the brain. Otherwise they get back up. You were in the army. Did you ever see anything like this?
No.
Never. This is something new, and it's spreading. We have to get out of here. Where? To a boat. Across the Hudson. To New Jersey. Fewer people there. And I know someone in the National Guard. He mentioned a refugee camp at Fort Dix. How do we get there? I was thinking Brooklyn Bridge. But if there are crowds there, we'll have to take the subway. The subway? That's the scariest option. Maybe. But sometimes the scariest option is the only way. I look at Emma. She's small, scared, but she trusts me. And I can't let her down. Pack, I say. Only the essentials. Documents, water, food, warm clothes. We don't have much time. Lisa goes into the bedroom. I stay in the living room, looking out the window. The rain has stopped, but the sky is gray, and somewhere far off I see black smoke. Downtown is on fire. Or maybe the whole city by now. I reload my rifle, check my pistol. 6M4 magazines, 3 Glock mags. 18 rounds in the pistol, 180 in the rifle. That's not much. For all of Manhattan, a drop in the bucket. But I don't need to save the whole city. I just need to save 2 people. I pull out a map from my backpack. Mark the route. Her building, 89th Street, Upper East Side. To the Brooklyn Bridge, about 3 miles. Straight down 5th Avenue would be an hour and a half at a normal walk. But there will be no normal walk. There will be zombies. There will be looters. There will be abandoned cars to go around. There will be shooting. I check my watch. Noon. We leave in an hour, I tell myself. If we wait until dark, it'll be worse. We'll have to go in daylight. Lisa returns with a backpack. She packed 3 bottles of water, a pack of crackers, a first aid kit, a change of underwear for Emma. I approve. And this? She says, handing me a small box. I open it. Inside, a pistol. An old Smith & Wesson .38 special 6-shot cylinder. Lisa has a license. She kept it for home defense. Can you shoot? Ask. We went to the range 2 years ago. I hit the target from 3 meters. Not great, but better than nothing. Is it loaded? Yes. 6 rounds. Keep it on you. Don't pull it out unless you have to. And never point it at me or Emma. Got it. I look at my daughter. Emma sits on the couch, hugging her knees. She's not crying. She's just staring into space. Emma, I say, we're going for a walk now. It's going to be scary. You'll see some strange people. But you don't have to be afraid, because Daddy is right here. Understand. Understand, she whispers. You have to do what I say. If I say run, you run. If I say hit the ground, you hit the ground. And don't scream. Screaming attracts them. Them? Bad people. There are a lot of them on the street. We have to be quiet. Emma nods. An hour later, we leave. The stairwell is empty, but on the 5th floor landing I see a body. The woman, the neighbor from the 3rd floor. She's dead. Truly dead. Her face is calm, her eyes closed. Someone covered her with a jacket. I look away. Outside, the wind blows. The sun tries to break through the clouds but fails. Silence all around. Too quiet for Manhattan. I lead Lisa and Emma along the building wall, my rifle ready. We head toward 5th Avenue. 2 blocks later, I see the first zombie. He stands in the middle of the sidewalk, facing a store window. The glass is smashed. Inside something is burning. The man, or what's left of him, slowly turns toward us. His mouth opens, and a rasping sound escapes. Not a growl, not a scream. Something between a groan and a hiss. I raise my rifle. Stay still. I tell Lisa quietly. Don't move. The zombie steps toward me. I aim for the head. Distance 20 meters. Easy shot. The bullet passes through his temple and blows out his occiput. The thing drops. Silence. Let's go, I say. Around the corner, 2 more. Dressed like tourists with backpacks. One is missing an arm, it's torn off at the elbow. But he's still walking. I fire twice. Both fall. We keep moving. 5th Avenue is hell. Abandoned cabs, overturned buses, smashed storefronts. The air smells of smoke and blood. Somewhere in the distance, gunfire, automatic, long bursts. Maybe the military. I lead my people south, past 79th Street, then 72nd. At Central Park, a roadblock made of cars. We have to detour through a side street. There, a pack spots us, 5 or 6 zombies standing in the shade of the trees. They start moving toward us. Run! I shout. We run. Emma stumbles. I scoop her into my arms. Lisa follows. Shooting on the run is a bad idea, but I do it anyway. 1, 2, 3 shots. 3 hits, 3 drop. The rest lag behind, not because they're slow, but because we're fast. We turn a corner. I stop to catch my breath. It's okay, I tell a panting Lisa. We're almost at the bridge. Almost is how far? Another mile. A mile in Manhattan. With zombies. With a child in my arms. With limited ammo. I count my rounds. For M4 mags left. 2 for the Glock. Let's go, I say. We keep moving. Chapter 7. Final for Part 1. Reaching the Brooklyn Bridge. First hope. We reach the bridge an hour later. The sun is already setting. The bridge looks ominous. The roadway is blocked in several places by cars. The pedestrian walkway is open, but I see figures shuffling along it. A lot of figures. They're there, Lisa whispers. I see. I set Emma down. She's tired but holding up. We're not taking the bridge. Too many targets. We need another route. Like what? The subway. High Street station isn't far. From there, a tunnel to Brooklyn. But it's risky. What if they're down there too? Then we fight through. I lead them to the subway entrance. The gate is open, turnstiles broken. Inside it's dark, no power. I turn on my rifle-mounted light. It illuminates the tiles, the stairs, the grime. Stay close to me, I say. Don't fall behind. We descend. The smell of dampness and blood. Fresh blood. The platform is empty. The tracks are clear. I walk to the edge, shining my light into the tunnel. We're going down onto the tracks, I say. It's safer there. Fewer corners. We climb down. The ballast crunches underfoot. I go first, Lisa follows, Emma behind her. In Emma's hand, a little stuffed bear she grabbed from home. I didn't have the heart to take it. In the tunnel, I hear dripping water. Somewhere far off, a tapping. Not a train. Footsteps. Many footsteps. I turn off my light. Darkness, silence. I listen. The footsteps get closer. Back, I whisper. We turn and head back. We climb onto the platform. I turn on the light again. They're there. 6 of them. Standing on the platform. White eyes. Gray faces. They're staring at us.
E4.
3 shots, 3 drop. The rest charge. Lisa screams. Emma cries. I switch to semi-auto, every round counts. 2 more, 2 drop. The last one gets too close. I slam my stock into his face, his skull caves in. He falls. Silence. Out. I order. We climb back to the surface. Night. Above Manhattan, the glow of fires. Somewhere, shells are exploding. Somewhere, a machine gun chatters. Mark, Lisa says. What now? I look at the Brooklyn Bridge. Still there. We take the bridge. We can't wait. We go. The pedestrian walkway is narrow. To the left, a railing. To the right, the roadway clogged with cars. Ahead, figures. I walk slowly, rifle ready. First zombie, I fire. He drops. Second, I fire. He drops. Third, I fire but miss. The bullet ricochets off the concrete. The thing lunges at me. I manage to kick it in the chest. It falls against the railing. I finish it with a shot to the back of the head. Fourth, fifth, sixth. My ammo is running out. 2 M4 mags left, 1 Glock mag. Don't stop, I say. The bridge feels endless. But finally, Brooklyn. Streets, broken windows, burning cars, and silence. I find an abandoned delivery van. Keys inside. I start it. Get in, I say. The van tears away. I drive south, toward the Hudson. That's where the boats are. That's where the chance is. End of part 1. We survived today. But tomorrow is a new day, and I don't know if I'll have enough bullets. Part 2. Hell on the Streets. Chapter 1. National Guard checkpoint. They refuse to let us through. We drive south through Brooklyn. The van I stole is old, rusted through, but the engine runs. The cabin smells of gasoline and sweat. Lisa sits in the passenger seat, clutching Emma. My daughter is asleep. Amazing how a child can sleep after everything we've seen. But kids' minds work differently. She checked out back on the bridge after I killed the 7th zombie. Probably for the best. No screaming, no extra questions. I look in the rearview mirror. Manhattan is burning. The sky above it is orange, like a volcanic eruption. The Twin Towers have been gone for years, but I still look to where they used to be. Now there's black smoke and flashes. Someone's still fighting over there. Army, cops, civilians, doesn't matter. What matters is they're still alive. Mark, Lisa says, do you know where we're going? To the Hudson. There's a dock. We can steal a boat. Do you know how to drive a boat? Learned in the Rangers. Inflatable boats, outboards. I'll manage. Where will we land? On the other side, New Jersey. There's a National Guard base. If they're still holding, they'll take us in. And if they're not, then we keep driving until we find a place with no zombies. Lisa doesn't like my answer. I can tell by the way she tightens her lips, but she stays quiet. She's a smart woman. She knows arguing right now wastes time and energy. The van bounces over potholes. We enter some industrial area. Warehouses, hangars, railroad tracks. Silence. Not a single zombie. Not a single living soul. Just abandoned cars and smashed store windows. Ahead, a checkpoint. 2 armored personnel carriers. 5 military trucks. Concertina wire. An American flag flies above it. A real live one. I exhale. That's the National Guard, I say. We're saved. I break 100 meters from the checkpoint. I step out with my hands up. I'm wearing body armor, a rifle across my chest, but I don't want to look like a threat. Police! I shout. Sergeant Mark Harris, yes you. I have civilians with me. My wife and daughter. Searchlights hit us from the checkpoint. I squint against the bright light. Voices, orders. Then a soldier approaches in full battle gear. Night vision goggles on his helmet. A National Guard patch on his vest. He looks tired but determined. ID, he says. I show him my badge. He studies it for a minute, then hands it back. Sergeant, you're from Manhattan? Yes. Broke out via the Brooklyn Bridge. What's it like over there? Hell. Dead everywhere. Civilians dying by the thousands. The army. We're holding the perimeter, but no orders to advance. We're supposed to contain the spread. No one in, no one out. Out. Only through a checkpoint with command approval. You, Sergeant. I can't let through. What do you mean you can't? I have a child. Orders are orders. You stay here. We'll set up a temporary camp. Food, water, medical supplies. But no further. I look at Lisa. She's stepped out of the van, holding a sleepy Emma in her arms. Hope in her eyes. And I have to live up to that hope. Listen, I tell the soldier. I'm a police sergeant. a veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan. I'm not a deserter. I just want to get my family to safety. You can't lock us up here. There are no buildings, no cover. If the dead come, we'll all die. I don't make the decisions, Sergeant. Wait. The soldier walks away. We stand by the van. 10 minutes pass, then 15. Then an officer appears. A major, about 50, with gray temples and a heavy stare. Sergeant Harris, he says. I'm Major Benson. You have weapons? Yes, sir. Turn them over. What? Temporary seizure. You're in a National Guard operational zone. Civilian weapons must be logged and stored. This isn't civilian. It's service issue.
Imakop.
There's no police anymore, Sergeant. Just us. Surrender your weapons, or I'll order force used. I look at his face. He's not joking. And he's not an enemy. He's just following orders. But I can't give up my guns. Without them, I'm nobody. Without them, I can't protect Lisa and Emma. Major, I say calmly, I'll hand over my weapons if you give me your word that my family will be safe. We'll put you in the camp. That's not an answer. It's the only one you'll get. I sigh. Slowly, I take off my rifle, set it on the van's hood, then draw my pistol, set it down. Anything else in the vehicle? The major asks. A backpack with ammo and a first aid kit. Hand it over.
Ido.
Soldiers take the weapons and ammo. We're led inside the checkpoint. The camp is a few tents and field kitchens. One tent already has people in it. 30 or so. Women, old folks, children. Their faces are swollen from tears and lack of sleep. Settle in, a soldier says. Food distribution in an hour. I get Lisa and Emma seated on free cots. I step outside. I check the perimeter. The checkpoint is well fortified. Concrete barriers, concertina wire, automated turrets. But around it, open ground. No natural obstacles. If a zombie horde hits, those concrete blocks won't save us. You'd need ditches, more firing points. I find Major Benson. Major, may I speak? Go ahead. Do you have a defense plan? We do. Can I see it? You're not under my command, Sergeant. I understand, but I have experience. 2 tours in Iraq. I know what it means to defend a position with no cover. The major looks at me, then nods. Come on. He leads me to the command tent. On the table, a map of the area. Positions marked, approach routes, ammo depots. Your flanks are open, I say. North and south. If zombies come from the sides, you won't stop them. I don't have the people to cover the flanks. Only frontal defense. Then you need to mine the approaches. We have mines, but no one to place them. The engineers are on the other side of the city. I can do it. You're a sapper? I'm a ranger. Mining is part of the training. The major is quiet for a moment. Then he says, All right, Sergeant. Show me what you've got. An hour later, I'm laying mines on the north flank. 2 soldiers help carry boxes.
Antipersonnel mine. M18 à un Clémor.
Directional fragmentation. I set them up on tripwires, covering the approaches from the open ground. Sergeant, one soldier says, do you really believe that crap? That they're coming? They're already here, kid. The question isn't whether they'll come here. It's when. I finish with the mines and return to the camp. Lisa is with Emma. They've eaten. Emma looks at me with sleepy eyes. Daddy, she says, are we going to live here now?
No, sweetheart.
We'll stay the night. Tomorrow we keep going. Where? Somewhere safe. I don't tell her there may be no safe place at all. She's too young for that truth. The night is quiet. I barely sleep. I go out to patrol the perimeter. Stare into the darkness. Nothing. Just wind and distant flashes over Manhattan. Chapter 2. Moving through backyards and alleys. First hand-to-hand with a zombie. In the morning, I wake to shouting. I jump up, reach for my weapon, and remember it's gone. Nothing. Empty hands. What's happening? I yell. The perimeter's breached. A soldier answers. They're here. I run out of the tent. On the south flank, gunfire already. Short bursts, single shots. I sprint toward it. In front of the checkpoint, a crowd. At least 100. They keep coming without stopping. Soldiers fire, zombies drop, but new ones take their place. Major Benson is directing the defense. Sergeant, he shouts. Where are your mines? North flank. I didn't mine the south. Damn. Cover the withdrawal. I grab an abandoned M4, 20 rounds in the mag. I shoulder it, fire. Head, head, head. Each shot one down. But there are too many. Fall back to the vehicles. The major orders. The camp turns into chaos. Civilians run for the trucks. Soldiers cover the retreat. I fight my way to the tent where I left Lisa and Emma. They're not there.
Lisa.
I shout. No answer. I run between tents. I run into a soldier. Unarmed, his rifle broken, his face bloody. Where are the civilians? Ask. Evacuating to the east exit, he stammers. I run there. The east exit is the gap in the fence we drove through yesterday. Already a crowd. People climbing over each other, falling, screaming. Behind them, zombies closing in.
Dice Lisa.
She's holding Emma, trying to get to the exit. A woman with a child is beside her. The child is crying. The zombies are 50 meters away. I sprint toward Lisa. On the way, I shoot 2 zombies. My ammo runs out. I toss the rifle and draw my knife. Lisa, run. She runs. I stay behind to cover her. The first zombie reaches me. I kick its knee, the bone breaks, it falls. I finish it with my knife to the temple. The second grabs my shoulder. I spin, elbow it in the face, stumble back. I pull out my second knife, a little folder. Not what you want for a fight, but it's all I have. A third comes. It's missing an arm, but still tries to bite. I come around the side, stab it in the neck, cut the spine. It falls. Fourth, fifth. I fight like I did in Iraq when we got pinned in a building with no ammo left. Dirty, brutal, no rules. Every blow for survival. The fifth zombie is faster. It grabs the arm holding my knife and squeezes. My bone cracks. I scream in pain but don't let go. With my right hand, I punch its throat. My fingers sink into rotten flesh. Coughs black blood but doesn't let go. I headbutt it. Crack. My head splits, but its skull cracks worse. It staggers. I pull my hand free and drive the knife into its eye. It falls. I look around. Bodies everywhere. Maybe 10. And more coming. Mark! Lisa shouts. She's at the exit. Emma in a vehicle. Run! I run. My legs are like lead, my arm hurts, my head spins. But I run. The zombies are behind me, slower, but many. I reach the exit. Grab Lisa's hand. We climb into a truck. The soldier behind the wheel floors it. We drive away. The camp disappears behind us. I look out the window. The checkpoint is burning. Zombies swarm over the concrete blocks like ants. Soldiers fire to the last. Major Benson stands on top of an APC, waving a flag to draw them to him. I turn away. Chapter 3. Meeting a wounded cop. He asks to be put down. The truck we're in is an Army Humvee. Behind the wheel, Sergeant Norton, a young kid from Texas. In the back, besides us, about 10 civilians, all shaking with fear. Emma sits on my lap. My left arm is wrapped in a bandage some woman gave me. The bone isn't broken, dislocated, but it still hurts like hell. Where are we going? I ask Norton. To the port. Ships. They're evacuating us. Ships? What ships? Coast Guard. Military transports. Supposed to be there by evening. I don't believe in the evacuation. Too many people, too few ships. But I keep quiet. Let them hope. We drive through a ruined district. Suddenly Norton brakes hard. Sergeant, he says, there's a man ahead.
A cop.
I look through the windshield. On the road, leaning against a car, stands a police officer. His uniform is soaked in blood. He waves for us to stop. Don't stop, I say. But he's one of us. I said don't stop. Norton stares at me. He doesn't understand. Sergeant, he's wounded. We can't leave him. If he's wounded and the blood is fresh, he could have been bitten. Bitten turns into a zombie. But we don't know that. Then get out and check. But I'm not going with you. Norton hesitates, then gets out. I grab a rifle from the passenger seat, ours which got returned in the chaos, and follow. Lisa stays in the truck. The cop approaches. I see his face. Young, about 25. Pale. A bandage on his neck, soaked with blood. Help me, he whispers. I was bitten. 2 hours ago. I can already feel it coming. You know what's going to happen? Ask. Yeah, I've seen it. That's why I'm asking. He looks into my eyes. No fear, just exhaustion and a plea. What's your name? Ask. Brian. Brian, were you a good cop? I tried. Did you do everything you could? Everything. I sigh. Draw my pistol. Norton, get the people back. Norton hesitates, then nods and leads the civilians away. I stay with Brian. Sit down, I say. He sits on the asphalt, leaning his back against the car. Will it hurt? He asks.
No.
I'll make it quick. Promise. Promise. I aim the pistol at his forehead. He closes his eyes. What were you fighting for, Brian? For the city. For the people. Did you save anyone today? 2. Got them out of the precinct. Then I got bit. You're a hero. I was just doing my job. I pull the trigger. The shot in the silence is like a hammer blow. Brian falls on his back. Blood seeps from his head onto the asphalt. I stand for a second, looking at him. Then I turn and walk back to the truck. Let's go, I tell Norton. We drive on. In the back, silence. Someone cries. Someone prays. Emma asks Lisa, Mommy, why did Daddy shoot that man? Lisa doesn't answer. She looks at me, questioning and understanding. I don't know what to say. There are no words to explain to a little girl why her father kills cops. Chapter 4. Taking shelter in a precinct. A handful of survivors. The port is as chaotic as everything else. Thousands of people wait at the docks. Nos jeeps. Just a few Coast Guard boats evacuating the wounded and children. We don't get through. Soldiers block the way. Only women and children, they shout. Men stay. I'm with my family, I shout. My daughter is 7. The woman and child can pass. You cannot. I look at Lisa. She shakes her head. I'm not going without you, she says. You have to. Emma needs to be safe. What about you? I'll find another way.
No.
We're staying. Arguing is useless. Lisa is stubborn. I've known that since we were married. We leave the port. Norton and his Humvee stay. He decided to help with the evacuation. I take my rifle, ammo, and backpack. We head south on foot, toward the industrial zone. Along the way, we find a police station. The building looks intact, windows barred. The door is locked. I knock. Police. Open up. Silence. Then a voice. Anyone alive out there? Sergeant Mark Harris, ESU. I have my wife and daughter. How many of you? 3. Plus civilians behind us. Get inside fast. The door opens. We're let in. In the lobby, barricades of desks and chairs. Behind them, several people. Cops, 2 in uniform, the rest civilians. The senior man is Captain Fernandez, an older Puerto Rican with a gray mustache. Good to see a live colleague, he says. Tell us what's outside. Hell, I answer. Purel. Fernandez gives me a quick rundown. They've been holed up in the precinct for a day. Food and water for a week. Not much ammo, 3 cases total. Weapons, 5 pistols and 2 shotguns. 30 civilians who came looking for shelter. We tried to evacuate, he says. Sent a group to the port. No one came back. I was at the port. There's no evacuation. The ships aren't coming. You think they abandoned us? I think they've got their own problems. Fernandez sighs heavily. Then we sit tight. Maybe help comes. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I help reinforce the barricades. Then I search the building. Old but solid. Basement, first floor, second. First floor windows blocked with sandbags. The front door reinforced with steel plates. The only weak point is the back alley with a fire escape. We need to block the fire escape, I tell Fernandez. Already did. Show me. The escape is blocked by a steel cabinet. But the cabinet can be pushed from the other side. I suggest welding it. We don't have a welder, Fernandez says. Then a chain and lock. We find a chain in a supply closet. I wrap it around the cabinet and the railing. Lock it. Now it won't move, I say. Good work, Sergeant. The night is quiet. Lisa and I sleep in the captain's office. There's a couch. Emma sleeps with us. I barely close my eyes. Brian's face keeps floating in my head. And his last words, I was just doing my job. I was just doing my job too. So why do I feel like a killer? Chapter 5. Raid by Marauders, Shootout. The hero loses another partner. On the third morning, gunfire erupts outside the station. Friendly? Someone asks. Look. I peek through a gap in the sandbags. On the street, a group of armed men. About 15. No uniforms. Some with assault rifles, some with hunting shotguns. They approach the station. Hey, inside! One shouts. Open up. Police. Fernandez answers. This building is under control. Get lost. We need food and weapons. Open up nicely. I said get lost. The group opens fire. Bullets hit the walls. Glass shatters despite the sandbags. Civilians hit the floor, screaming. Return fire. I order. We take positions. I shoot through a gap, one shot, 2 attackers drop. But there are many. They're flanking the building from the rear. Back stairs. Fernandez shouts. I run there. The chain is still holding, but they're trying to break it. A huge guy with a sledgehammer is hitting the lock. Sparks fly. I shoot through the door. The bullet goes through the wood and hits the big man in the shoulder. He falls but gets right back up. The bullet only grazed muscle. He keeps swinging. Damn! I reload. Fire, this time in the head. The big man freezes and tumbles down the stairs. But the rest are already breaking through a nearby window. I run to that side. The firefight lasts 10 minutes. An eternity. When the dust settles, 3 of us are dead. I'm alive, but 2 rounds left in my rifle. Fernandez is wounded in the arm. One cop, a rookie named Kevin, lies on the floor with a bullet through his chest. Kevin! I shout. He opens his eyes, coughs blood. Sergeant! Am I dying? No, hang on. You're lying. He smiles. Then his eyes go dull. I close his eyelids. God damn it. I whisper. We take stock. 6 cops left, 20 civilians. Ammo for 1 more fight. Food for 2 days. We won't survive another attack, Fernandez says. Then we don't wait for one. We leave. Go where? The subway. It's dark, but we can get through. The zombies. We'll handle it. I make the decision. We pack. The civilians take only essentials. I lead the group. Fernandez comes with me. We go out the back door. The stairs are clear. We killed the big guy, the rest scattered. We move through alleys toward the subway station. 4 blocks to the station. Every block is a fight. Zombies pour out of doorways, basements, cars. I shoot sparingly, only in the head, only when they get too close. At the subway entrance, another pack. A dozen or so. We have almost no ammo left. Hit the ground! I shout. The civilians drop.
I4.
For shots, 4 down. Fernandez fires his shotgun, 2 more. The rest charge. I switch to my knife. Slash, stab, strike. 1 zombie latches onto my already injured arm. Pain explodes. I scream curses, wrench free, and plunge the knife into its eye socket. The last one falls. Inside, I shout. We run down the stairs. The subway is dark. I turn on my light. Empty platforms, stagnant air, the smell of piss and blood. Stay together, I say. Don't fall behind. We walk into the tunnel. Our footsteps echo off the walls. I hear Lisa's breathing behind me. Emma is silent. Good girl, not crying. In the distance, a tapping sound. A train? No. Footsteps. Many footsteps. Light off, I whisper. Darkness thick as a blanket. I hear them approaching. Zombies. A whole horde. Back, I order. We retreat. But behind us, footsteps too. We're trapped. Get ready, I say. When I turn on the light, fire. Everyone with a weapon. I take a deep breath. Turn on the light. In front of us, a sea of white eyes. Chapter 6. Rescue. And a new path. We fire. Everyone who can. Shotguns, pistols, even someone with a revolver. Zombies drop, but more keep coming. Ammo runs out. I switch to my knife, then to fists. People around me die. I hear screams, death rattles, the sound of tearing flesh. I try to protect Lisa and Emma. I fight off the things coming from all sides. My arm is numb. My face is covered in other people's blood. Mark! Lisa screams. I turn. She's holding her pistol. Empty. A zombie in front of her. I jump between them, take the hit on myself. Claws scrape my armor but don't penetrate. Run. Together. Run. I'll find you. I push her toward an open gap. Grab Emma and run. Lisa follows. We break out of the crowd. The other civilians dead or left behind. Just the three of us. We run through the tunnel. Emerge at a station. Climb up to the surface. Sunlight. Fresh air. I fall to my knees. Emma cries.
Lisa hooks me.
We're alive, she whispers. For now. I check my watch. Noon. We have to keep moving. End of Part 2. Part 3. Bridge and Tunnel. Chapter 1. Decision to take the Brooklyn Bridge. Zombie horde on the approach. We stand on a street corner where a flower shop used to be. Now all that's left are smashed windows and pots of withered plants. Lisa holds Emma's hand. I look at the map I pulled from my backpack. Old paper with notes I made before this nightmare started. Patrol routes, homeless hangouts, a couple of coffee shops. Those notes seem funny now. Who needs coffee when the world is ending? Mark, Lisa says. Where now? We need the Brooklyn Bridge. It's the only route I know. Other bridges might be blocked or collapsed. But we already crossed that bridge. There were zombies. There were. But maybe things have changed. We're coming from the Brooklyn side this time. Maybe the crowd has dispersed. I don't believe what I'm saying. Zombies don't disperse. They gather where there's sound, movement, heat. The bridge is a choke point. If anyone made noise there after we crossed, the crowd could have grown. But there's no other way. We walk along the waterfront. The sun is high, the day promising to be hot. But heat isn't the problem. The problem is that in the heat, corpses rot faster, and zombies become even smellier. You can smell them a mile away. That's actually good. You can sense danger before you see it. The first zombies appear 2 blocks later. 3 of them, standing in the middle of the street, faces pressed against a wall. I don't know why they do that. Maybe a sound from inside the building drew them. Maybe they just froze in anticipation. We go around, I whisper. We turn into an alley. Move slowly, trying to be quiet. But Emma steps on broken glass. The sound rings out like a gunshot. The zombies turn. Their white eyes find us.
I4.
2 shots, 2 drop. The third tries to run but trips over its own feet. I execute it at close range. Emma, I say as gently as I can. You need to watch your step. I didn't mean to, Daddy. I know, sweetheart. Nobody meant for any of this. We keep moving. At an intersection, I see a column of army trucks. Abandoned. Doors open. Inside, crates of ammo. I check full. Next to them, several boxes of MREs. Jackpot. I take as much as I can carry. 2 cases of 5.56 for the M4, 1 case of MREs. Lisa helps me carry. We're rich. I smirk. Food for a week. And ammo? She asks. And ammo. But we have to shoot carefully. Lots of them, few of us. We approach the bridge. Its massive structure is already visible. Steel trusses, cables, a silhouette against the sky. But at the approach, a horde. 200 at least. They stand in a dense mass, blocking the entire road. Some wander back and forth, some just freeze. We can't get through, Lisa says. Not head-on. We need to distract them. I remember Iraq. We used decoys, RC cars, flashbangs, just loud noises to divert the enemy. No RC cars here, but there's another way. Get behind that building. I point to a half-collapsed garage. I'll be right back. What are you going to do? Draw them off. With gunfire. Are you crazy? They'll swarm you. That's the idea.
I'm faster.
While they chase me, you get to the bridge. Mark, no. Lisa, it's the only chance. I won't let Emma die here. She looks at me, tears in her eyes. But she nods. You promised to come back. I promised. I hand her the rifle, it would just slow me down. Keep only my pistol and knife. Reload the Glock. 17 rounds. Should be enough. When you hear shots, run for the bridge. Don't look back. I'll catch up. Daddy, Emma says, don't die.
I'm immortal, sweetheart.
Remember that. I kiss the top of her head, turn, and run in the opposite direction. I duck around a corner and shout, Hey, ugly, over here. My voice echoes through the empty streets. The horde turns. Some take steps toward me. I fire into the air. The pistol's roar draws even more. The crowd shifts. Hundreds of white eyes stare at me. Then they start moving. Slowly at first, then faster. They're running toward me. I turn and run. Faster than I've ever run in my life. My legs hurt, my arm hurts, but adrenaline does its work. I cut into an alley, jump a dumpster, climb a fence. The zombies pursue. I hear their stomping, growling, hissing. I run through backyards. I know this area, patrolled it a year ago. There are narrow gaps here that a crowd can't fit through. I dive into one, a slit between buildings less than a meter wide. Zombies get stuck. The fastest try to squeeze in, but jam. I come out the other side. The horde has split. Some after me, some lost interest. I circle back to the bridge. Lisa and Emma are already there. They've crossed the road and stand at the pedestrian walkway entrance. Go! I shout. We run onto the bridge. Behind us, stragglers, but not many. I fire my pistol, dropping any that get too close. The bridge feels endless. We run without stopping. Emma stumbles. I scoop her up. Lisa runs beside me. Finally, Brooklyn. The other side. We collapse on the grass at the foot of the bridge, gasping. We made it, Lisa whispers. We did, I answer. But I know it's not over. Just the start of another leg. Chapter 2. Fight on the bridge, a falling car. We rest 15 minutes. I count rounds, 1 pistol magazine left, 2 for the rifle I took back from Lisa. Not enough. Need to find more weapons in Brooklyn. Get up, I say. We have to move. Brooklyn looks no better than Manhattan. Smashed windows, overturned cars, the smell of smoke. But fewer zombies. At least for now. We walk along the waterfront, looking for a dock. I know there are small marinas here with private boats. If we're lucky, we'll find something afloat. But fate has other plans. As we pass under the bridge, a car falls from the upper level. Literally from the sky. It crashes onto the road 100 meters ahead, shattering into metal and glass. The noise is deafening. What was that? Lisa shouts. Someone up there pushed it off. I look up. On the bridge, silhouettes. Living people. They're waving. Help! They shout. We're up here. We need to go up, I say. Why? There are people. And maybe a way across. Mark, it's dangerous. Everything's dangerous. We head for a staircase. Metal, creaky. I go first, rifle ready. On the upper level, a group of people. About 12. Men, women, children. They've barricaded themselves in a toll booth. 2 cars nearby, the ones they pushed off to clear a path of zombies. Thank God, police! A man in his 40s, bearded, dirty shirt, shouts. We thought we were abandoned. I'm not patrol, I answer. I'm just another survivor. But you have guns. Ido. And ammo for maybe one more fight. The bearded man introduces himself as Mike. He was a truck driver, heading to Manhattan when it all started. He got stuck on the bridge with others. They've been holding out for 2 days. How did you survive? Ask. Barricades. And prayers. We have a hunting rifle, but ran out of shells yesterday. Show me. Mike leads me into the booth. The rifle is old pump-action 12-gauge. No ammo. I give them some of mine, 20 rounds of buckshot. Their chance. We have a plan, I say. We're heading to the docks. Boats. We need to get out of the city. What about us? Asks a woman with a child. You come with us, if you can walk. They exchange glances, then nod. We have kids and old people, Mike says. We're not fast. Don't need fast. Need careful. We form a column. Me in front, Mike in the middle, another man with a bat in the rear. Lisa and Emma beside me. We descend from the bridge. On the way, 2 zombies. I shoot. Mike watches with respect. Good shot, he says. The Army taught me. Which branch? U.S. Army. Rangers. Mike whistles. For real? Then we've got a chance. There's always a chance. The question is how to use it. We head for the docks. Masts are already visible. Some boats are anchored. Some slipped their moorings and drift near shore. I pick one. An old but sturdy cabin cruiser. Board it. Inside, clean. Keys in the ignition. Full tank. Start it. I tell Mike. I don't know how. Ido. I sit at the helm, turn the key. The engine coughs, then starts. Everyone aboard, I shout. People climb in. We cast off. I steer down the East River toward the bay. Where are we going? Lisa asks. New Jersey. Should be safer there. And if it's not? Then farther. Chapter 3. Alternative, the subway. Descending into darkness. We sail for an hour. Slow to save fuel. The shores slide by. Ruined buildings, burning cars, sometimes zombie figures standing on docks staring at us. Some walk into the water but sink immediately, they can't swim. In New Jersey, a surprise. The coastline is sealed off. Military. Real troops in uniform with automatic weapons and armor. Stop! A loudspeaker blares. Boat. Stop immediately. I kill the engine. The cruiser drifts toward a dock. We're civilians. I shout. Women and children. You're subject to quarantine. Anyone arriving from New York. Quarantine? We're not infected. Orders. We dock. Soldiers take us under guard. We're led to a tent camp like the one in Brooklyn, but bigger, better guarded. They separate me from Lisa and Emma. Where are they going? I shout. Quarantine. Women and children separate. I'm her father. Rules are rules. I'm taken to a tent. 30 men inside. All have hunted expressions. Where are we? I ask my neighbor. In hell, he answers. Displaced persons camp. But really a cattle pen. No food, no water. They don't give a damn. I look at the soldiers. They stand with rifles, indifferent, tired, disciplined but not humane. I sit in the camp for 3 days. I learn what's happening. The zombie apocalypse has swept the whole country. Major cities have fallen. The army is retreating to rural areas. The government tries to set up safe zones, but infrastructure is destroyed. I don't see Lisa or Emma. They tell me they're in another part of the camp. Alive. On the 4th day, a riot breaks out. People demand food. Soldiers fire warning shots. Then zombies appear. Where did they come from? Inside. Someone among the new arrivals was bitten and hid it. He turned during the night and infected others. The morning starts with screams. They're inside. Someone yells. Tents rip open. I run out. All I have is a knife. I find an abandoned rifle. A soldier dropped it when he got bitten. I load it. Not many rounds, but I shoot straight.
Lisa.
Emma. I shout. No answer. I fight my way to the women's section. It's already on fire. Tents blazing. Bodies everywhere.
Lisa.
Mark. I hear her voice. She's standing by the fence, holding Emma's hand. Alive. Run to the exit. I shout. I cut my way to them. Kill 4 zombies. When I reach them, I grab them and run. We break out of the camp. Behind us, chaos, gunfire, screaming. Don't look back, I tell Lisa. We run into the woods. Quiet there. Birds singing, oblivious that the world has died. Chapter 4. Tunnel movement tactics. We disappear into the woods. Head west, away from cities. At night, we sleep in an abandoned barn. In the morning, I make a decision. We need weapons and ammo. I know a place. What place? Lisa asks. An abandoned military base. An hour from here. If it hasn't been looted, there'll be an arsenal. How do we get there? On foot. Through the woods. We walk. One day, too. Emma is tired but holds up. I've taught her not to cry, not to scream, not to make unnecessary noise. She listens. On the 3rd day, we reach the base. Surrounded by barbed wire. Inside, no one. But the gate is open. Careful, I say. We go in. The warehouses are empty. Someone already cleaned them out. But I find an underground bunker. The door is locked, but I pry it open with a crowbar. Inside, weapons. Assault rifles, ammo, grenades, body armor, even a couple of rocket launchers. We're in heaven, I say. I gear up fully. M4 with a red dot, Glock with 3 mags, knife, chest rig. New vest, light but tough. Now we're ready, I say. Ready for what? Lisa asks. To survive. Chapter 5. Clash with a pack in a train car. We decide to head south toward Florida. Word is there are fortified zones there. We have a map and some fuel. We found an old pickup at the base. We drive empty roads. Refuel at abandoned gas stations. Pump manually. On the highway, a roadblock. We have to detour. Turn into the woods, then onto a railroad track. A train is there. A freight train stretching half a kilometer. Some cars open, some overturned. I decide to check it. Maybe supplies. Wait in the truck, I tell Lisa. Don't go far, she says. 5 minutes. I walk along the train. One car has crates of canned food. Jackpot. I take 2. The next car, something moves. I look inside. A man. Standing in the corner. Back to me. Shaking. Hey, I call. You alive? He turns. White eyes.
E4.
Bullet in the forehead. He drops. But from the darkness, more pour out. 5, 10, 15. Pack in the car. I run back. They chase. I fire on the run. Ammo dwindles. I retreat to the truck. Lisa, start it. She starts it. I jump into the bed. Zombies grab the sides, but I beat them off with my stock. We drive away. What was that? She asks. A trap train. Someone herded them in there. Why? Maybe to protect themselves. Or to catch people like us. Chapter 6. Emergence to the surface. Cave-in. Death of a civilian. We drive through the woods. Suddenly a rockslide blocks the road. Fallen tree and boulders. We have to go on foot. I lead Lisa and Emma through the thicket. Quiet. Too quiet.
I'm scared, Emma whispers.
Don't be. I'm here. Suddenly the ground gives way. I fall into a pit. 3 meters deep. An abandoned root cellar. Mark! Lisa shouts.
I'm okay.
Just hurt my leg. I look around. Someone else is in the pit. A body. A man. Recently dead, not yet decomposed. Tourist clothes. A backpack beside him. I open the backpack. Food, water, first aid kit. And a pistol with 2 mags. Lucky, I say. How do we get you out? Lisa calls. Throw me a rope. We have rope in the truck. Lisa runs for it. 10 minutes later, she returns. I tie the rope around my waist and climb out. On top, she and Emma. Alive, but not alone. A man stands nearby. Dirty, gaunt, with a rifle in his hands. Aimed at Lisa. Don't move, he says. We're friendly, I say. Not zombies. Prove it. Look at my daughter.
Dos zombies cry.
He lowers the rifle. Sorry, he says. I've been alone for 2 days. Going crazy. Where are you from? This town. Hid in a basement. Got out yesterday. Everyone's dead. Come with us. Where to? South. It's safe there. He introduces himself as Jack. Former security guard at a supermarket. We go together. An hour later, a pack catches up to us. Where they came from in the woods, I don't know. Maybe attracted by the pickup's noise. I shoot. Jack fires his rifle. But his ammo runs out fast. Run! I shout. We run. Jack trips, falls. I try to help, but the zombies reach him first. Help! He screams. I can't. Too many. I shoot, but they don't stop. Jack screams, then goes quiet. I pull Lisa and Emma away. Sorry, I whisper.
Sorry.
We reach the road. Get in the pickup. Drive on. In the mirror, the forest, silence, and somewhere back there Jack's body. I don't know if he's alive, but I know we are, and that's what matters. End of Part 3. Part 4. Skyscraper. Chapter 1. Emerging to the surface on the Upper East Side. The ruined precinct. The pickup we found at the military base turned out to be a beast. An old Ford F-350, diesel, heavy-duty suspension, a brush guard on the front. Not armored, but heavy. It can ram a small fence or even a zombie horde if you get up enough speed. Full tank. I calculated if I drive economically 400 miles. But we won't drive 400 miles straight. Too risky. Roads are clogged with abandoned cars. Bridges might be down. And gas stations have no fuel or people. We head south, avoiding populated areas. The GPS died long ago. Satellites must be dead too, or someone shut off civilian access. I navigate by map and sun. Old ranger skills I thought I'd forgotten are coming back. Amazing how the brain stores information you never needed in civilian life. Azimuth, speed, fuel consumption, landmarks. It all surfaces automatically, as if I'm a 20-year-old lieutenant again, leading a convoy through the Iraqi desert. Lisa sits beside me, looking out the window. Emma sleeps in the back seat, covered by my jacket. A sleeping bag I found at the base is in the truck bed, but the cab is warmer. Mark, Lisa says, do you think we'll ever get back to a normal life? I don't know, Lise. I don't even know what normal life means anymore. We used to fight over dirty dishes and forgotten birthdays. And now we fight for the right to see the next morning. There's a difference. She smiles sadly. I miss those old fights. Me too. The road runs through fields and sparse woods. Everything looks almost peaceful, except for the abandoned cars on the shoulder and dark stains on the asphalt. Sometimes I see figures in the distance, walking, staggering. We don't stop. By evening of the second day after the base, we enter a small town. I don't know its name. The sign at the town line is shot full of holes, the name obliterated. The town looks dead. Stores looted, windows smashed, streets empty. We need gas, I say. Half a tank left. And food, Lisa adds. The MREs are running out. We circle the town on the outskirts. I don't want to go downtown. A trap. At a gas station on the edge, a few empty cars. I check, there's still fuel underground. Good. Get out. Fast. I pump gas with a hand pump. Lisa stands guard with the rifle. Emma stays in the truck, doors locked. Suddenly, a man steps out from around a corner. Not a zombie, he walks confidently, looks alert. He's wearing a hunting vest and carrying a carbine. About 50, gray hair, a hard face. Don't shoot, he says.
I'm friendly.
Who are you? Ask. A local. Surviving. Where you from? New York. God. How'd you get out? Long story. Got food. Some. I can share. Trade for gas. Deal. He takes us to his house. A solid brick house on the outskirts. Inside barricades, canned goods, water, several weapons. With him are his wife and grown son. We exchange information. He says zombies are here but few. Most people left or died. Radio dead. No TV. They live in isolation, hoping help will come someday. It won't, I say. Help isn't coming. We're on our own. I know, he answers. But hope dies last. We spend the night. I sleep 3 hours, can't sleep more, too used to being alert. In the morning, we say goodbye. He gives us a map of the area and a few cans of stew. Good luck, he says. You too. We drive on. Chapter 2. Searching for the ex-wife's apartment. Stairs blocked with corpses. We decide not to drive straight to Florida. Too far, too many unknowns. Instead, I remember that in New Jersey, near the Pennsylvania border, a former comrade of mine had a farm. Tom Carter, we served together in Afghanistan. He came back, bought land, built a house. He has weapons, supplies, and most importantly, he knows how to fight. We're going to Tom's, I tell Lisa. Are you sure he's still alive?
No.
But it's our best chance. We drive west. The farther from the coast, the calmer. Fewer zombies, more wildlife. Sometimes we see living people in cars on the roadside. No one stops. Everyone for themselves. On the third day, we reach Tom's area. But the road to his farm is blocked by fallen trees. We have to go on foot. I take my rifle, ammo, knife. Lisa carries the backpack with food and water. Emma walks on her own. She's used to it. Stay close, I say. The farm looks abandoned. The fence is leaning, the house dark. I approach the porch. The door is ajar. Tom, I shout. It's Mark. Silence. I go inside. Trashed. Furniture overturned. Bloodstains on the floor. Fresh.
You go upstairs.
In the bedroom, a body. A man. Hard to recognize, the face is chewed off. But from his clothes and tattoos, I know it's Tom. Tom! I whisper. Beside him, a second body. A woman. His wife. I stand there, staring. Anger rises from inside. I knew this was possible, but still hoped. Tom's gone. I say when I come back down. What do we do? Lisa asks. Take his weapons and food. Bury them if we have time. We find the basement. An arsenal. Tom was prepared. Rifles, pistols, hundreds of rounds. Canned food, water, medicine. First aid. Bandages, antibiotics. We're rich, I say. But we need to leave. Why? This is shelter. Because whoever killed Tom might come back. We're zombies. We're not alone in this house. I'm right. As soon as we load supplies into the pickup, figures emerge from the woods. Armed people, not zombies. Hey, one calls. Who are you? Police, I answer. And you?
Locals.
Looking for supplies. This house is taken. Move along. We didn't agree to that. He raises his rifle.
I'm faster.
A burst from my M4 goes over his head, warning. The next one goes into your chest. I say, get lost. They leave. I hear their voices, angry, but scared. Get in the truck, I tell Lisa. We drive away. This time south, non-stop. Chapter 3. Reunion with wife and daughter. Conflict. Why did you come? We drive for 3 days. I barely sleep. Lisa drives when I crash for an hour or two. Emma is silent. She's seen too much for her age. On the 4th day, we run into a checkpoint. A real military one. Soldiers in uniform, armor, concertina wire. This isn't chaos, it's organized defense. Halt! They shout at us. I stop. Get out with my hands up. Sergeant Mark Harris, ESU. Veteran. Requesting shelter for my family. ID. I hand over my badge. The soldier studies it, leaves, returns with an officer. Captain Reynolds. He introduces himself. You're from New York? Yes. What's it like there? Hell. But you probably already know. We know. We're setting up evacuation zones. You have weapons? Yes. Turn them over for inspection. I hand over my rifle and pistol. They take them. Your family can go in. You after screening. What screening? Medical exam. For bites. I look at Lisa. She nods. Okay. We're led to a separate tent. Doctors examine all 3 of us. Lisa and Emma are clean. I have old scars, but no fresh bites. You're clean, the doctor says. Thanks. We're placed in the camp. It looks like the one in Brooklyn, but here there's order. People aren't starving, there's water, even a shower. But I feel this won't last. Too many people, too few resources. That first evening, I find Lisa alone. She sits on a cot, staring into space. Lise, I say, how are you? I'm tired, Mark. So tired. I know. You don't understand. You're always out front, shooting, giving orders. I just drag along behind you, dragging Emma, scared every second. We're alive. What's next? Are we going to live in tents forever? Will Emma go to school? Will she have a future? I have no answer. Why did you come for us? She asks suddenly. What do you mean why? I came to save you. What if you hadn't come? What if we'd stayed in the apartment? Maybe we would have made it on our own. You serious? I don't know. I can't live in fear anymore. No one can. But we don't get to choose. Lisa cries.
Y hold here.
Emma comes over and hugs us both. Don't fight, she says. Please. We're not fighting, sweetheart. We're just tired. Everyone's tired, Lisa adds. That night, we sleep 3 on one cot. Like old times when Emma was small and we were afraid she'd get cold. Except now we're afraid of something else. Chapter 4. Evacuation to the roof. The helicopter never comes. In the morning, the camp announces an evacuation. A large transport helicopter will take women and children to a safe zone in the west. Men stay. You're going with Emma, I tell Lisa.
No.
I won't leave you. Lisa, this is a chance. A real chance. What if the helicopter gets shot down? It won't. The army controls the sky. You don't know that. I know, but I don't tell her. The helicopter arrives at noon. Big, black. SH-47 Chinook. It lands in the field behind the camp. Women and children run toward it. Go, I say. Take Emma and go. Mark, go. I'll find you. I promise.
Lisa kisses me.
Emma hugs my neck. Daddy, will you come? Absolutely. Run. They run to the helicopter. I watch them climb inside. Emma waves to me. Then the helicopter takes off. And a minute later, it's shot down. I don't know where the shot came from. Maybe from the city, maybe from the ground. A missile or a heavy machine gun round doesn't matter. The Chinook explodes in the air, falls apart, and crashes into the field. Screams. Hundreds of screams. I run. I run toward the wreckage. The grass is on fire. Scraps of metal, clothing, bodies.
Lisa.
Emma. No answer. I search through the wreckage. I find a shoe. A small child's shoe. Emma's. I fall to my knees. I don't cry. I can't. I just sit and watch the fire. Chapter 5. Raid for medicine for a wounded neighbor. I don't know how long passed. An hour. A day. Captain Reynolds comes to me. Sergeant, he says.
I'm sorry.
Who did this? Ask. We don't know. Marauders, maybe. Zombies with weapons, though that's impossible. Maybe friendly fire. Friendly? You shot down your own helicopter. I'm not saying it was us. I'm saying we don't know. You need to find them. We will. But first, help us. We have wounded. Need medicine. There's a pharmacy in town, but no one wants to go. The town's crawling with zombies? No more than usual. I'll go. What do you need? A list. And a gun. I get a list. Antibiotics, painkillers, syringes, bandages. And I go into town. Alone. Without Lisa. Without Emma. Now I don't care anymore. Chapter 6. Return. The neighbor is already dead and attacks. The hero kills him in front of a child. The town turns out not to be so bad. There are zombies, but they're sluggish. I kill 5, reach the pharmacy, take everything on the list. On the way back, I meet a woman with a child. A girl about 5. The woman screams at me. Help! My daughter is hurt. I approach. The girl has a bite on her arm. Fresh. I know what that means. When was she bitten? An hour ago. She hasn't turned. Maybe she's immune. There's no immunity. She has an hour. Maybe 2. Can you help? I can shoot her. Or you can walk away and spend her last minutes with her. You're a monster. I'm a realist. The woman runs away with the girl. I don't shoot them in the back. I don't have that right. I return to the camp. Give them the medicine. Then I find Reynolds. Captain, I'm leaving. Where to? I'll find who shot down that helicopter. And I'll kill them. That's not an order, Sergeant. I'm not a sergeant anymore. I'm just a man who lost everything. I take my pickup, ammo, weapons. I drive to where the shot must have come from. Woods. An old farm. On the roof, a launcher. A manpad. Empty. Someone was here. But who? I find tracks. Tire marks. I follow them to the town. There, an abandoned warehouse. Inside, crates of weapons, food, water, and people. 5 of them, armed. In civilian clothes, but with military bearing. Did you shoot down that helicopter? Ask. Get lost. One answers.
I4.
The first drops. The second reaches for his weapon. I shoot him in the head. The third runs, bullet in the back. The fourth and fifth raise their hands. Don't, they say. We didn't mean to. We thought it was enemy. Who are you? National Guard. We deserted. They told us the helicopters were carrying infected. Those were women and children. We didn't know. Now you do. I shoot the fourth. I let the fifth live. Tell the others. I say. If anyone else shoots down a civilian helicopter, I'll come back. He runs away. I'm alone in the warehouse. I sit on a crate. I look at my hands, covered in blood.
Lisa.
Emma, they're gone. And I don't know why I should go on living. End of Part 4. Part 5. Descent into Hell and Hope. Chapter 1. Decision. Go through the subway to the Hudson. I sit on an ammo crate in the deserters' warehouse. For bodies around me. I killed them. Coldly, methodically, without mercy. They shot down the helicopter carrying my family. They killed Lisa and Emma. But inside, no satisfaction. No relief. Just emptiness. I look at the fifth man, the one I let go. He ran into the woods. Let him tell the others. I don't care. On the floor, a map. I pick it up. It's a map of New York's underground infrastructure. Subways, tunnels, sewers. One of the deserters marked routes on it. They used the underground to move between districts, avoiding patrols. I study the map. From here to the Hudson, about 5 miles underground. Through the tunnels, I can reach the docks where boats are moored. And from there, open sea. Why do I need this? Lisa and Emma are dead. I have no goal, no family, no home. But there's one word. Revenge. Not on these 5, I've already avenged them. On those who created this chaos, who allowed the zombies onto the streets, who left civilians to die. I don't know their names, but I know they're in Washington, or an underground bunker, or a secret base. But I'll find them. It's insane. I know that. One man against the whole system, but I have nothing left to lose. I gather everything I can from the warehouse. Ammo, food, water, first aid. 2 M4s, a Glock, knife, tactical light, spare batteries. I put my vest over my jacket. I step outside. Night, bright stars, no moon, cold. I find my pickup where I left it. Start the engine. Drive to where a subway entrance used to be. The station entrance is blocked by concrete barriers. I have to leave the truck and go on foot. I find a service entrance, a tunnel for personnel. The door is unlocked. Inside, darkness. I turn on my light. Walls covered in graffiti, trash on the floor, signs of struggle. And blood. A lot of blood. I go down. My footsteps echo off the concrete. I descend to the platform. Empty. The rails shine in the light. The air smells of damp, mold, decay. Well, I say aloud, welcome to hell. I jump onto the tracks and head west, toward the Hudson. Chapter 2. The last arsenal, counting rounds. The tunnel is dark as a whale's stomach. The light picks out chunks of concrete, bundles of cables. Puddles. I walk slowly, trying to be quiet. Every sound echoes off the walls. I stop, sit on a concrete footing, count my ammo. For the M4, 240 rounds. 8 full magazines. For the Glock, 51 rounds, 3 mags. Plus 2 dozen loose rounds in my pockets. My knife. And grenades, 4 fragmentation M67s. I found those in the warehouse too. That's enough to kill 100 zombies. I whisper. What if there are 1,000? I don't think about it. I just walk. Half an hour later, I hear something. Dripping water? No. Footsteps. Slow, shuffling. I turn off my light. Freeze. My eyes adjust, I see nothing. But I hear. Footsteps approaching. I turn on the light for a second. Flash. 3 figures ahead of me. Zombies. They turn, squinting at the light. I turn off the light. Move aside. Turn it on again. They're closer. Gray masks, mouths open, hissing from their throats.
I4.
3 shots, 3 falls. Darkness again. Silence. I keep walking. Chapter 3. Moving in a group. Tactics. 1 shoots, 2 watch. At a tunnel intersection, I run into the living. 4 of them. Men, women armed. They have lights but keep them off, saving batteries. I hear them before I see them. Quiet murmuring, rustling clothes. Stop, I say. Police. You alone? A male voice asks. Alone. Put down your weapon. Not until you show yourselves. A second later, lights come on. I see them. For people. 2 men, a woman, a teenager about 14. All in dirty clothes, tired, but their eyes are alive. Who are you? Ask. Survivors. The man answers. We're heading to the river. Same. Then it's better to stick together. I nod. We join up. The man's name is Carlos, a construction worker. The second is Jake, a former student. The woman is Maria, a nurse. The teen is her son, Miguel. They have little ammo and no combat experience. I take command. We move in a column. I lead. Carlos, behind me with a light, but only light on my command. Jake, bring up the rear, watch behind us. Maria and Miguel in the middle. No noise. If you see a zombie, don't scream. I'll shoot. Questions. What if there are too many? Carlos asks. Then we run. No panique. You military? Ranger. Now quiet. We move. Simple tactics. I lead. The light illuminates 10 meters ahead. When I see a zombie, I shoot. 2 shots, pause, listen. Silent, we go. If I hear footsteps, we ready. The first hour is uneventful. We kill 7 zombies. I use ammo sparingly. Where are you from? Maria asks. Manhattan. Your family? Dead. Sorry. Don't be. Just keep moving. Chapter 4. Trap zombies in a flooded tunnel. The tunnel narrows. Walls covered in mold, water ankle deep. Cold. Very cold. We're approaching a sewer collector, Carlos says. The floor drops there. Sometimes it floods. Is there another way? Only the long way around via Chambers Street Station. But that's probably a crowd. We take the collector. Water rises to our knees. My light illuminates rusty pipes, some structures, and silhouettes. Many of them, dozens. They stand in the water motionless. Sleeping maybe. Waiting. Quiet. I whisper. Go around. We move along the wall, trying not to splash. But Miguel trips on a pipe, falls with a splash. The sound echoes through the tunnel. Heads turn. White eyes open. Run! I shout. We run through the water, splashing. The zombies chase. Some are fast, almost sprinting, even though they should be dead.
E4.
Short bursts, 3, 4. They drop, but more come. Light! I shout to Carlos. He turns on a powerful spotlight. The light sears my eyes. The zombies freeze for a second, attracted by the light but not blinded. Then they charge again. To the exit. I see a ladder at the end of the tunnel. I run toward it. My first magazine runs dry. I reload on the move, hands shaking, but I manage. We scramble up the ladder. Climb. Zombies climb after us, grab at our feet. I fire down from above. Go! I shout to Maria. She pulls Miguel. Carlos fires his shotgun, boom, boom. One zombie falls, another. At the top, a grate blocking the exit to the street. It's chained. Jake, cut it! I shout. Jake pulls out an axe. Where'd he get that? And chops at the chain. 1, 2, 3. The chain breaks. We spill out onto the street. Night. Fresh air. The zombies stay below. They can't fit through the narrow gap. Alive, Carlos breathes. Alive, I answer. But I count my rounds. 2 M4 mags left. 1 Glock. Chapter 5. Loss of the last partner. The hero drags a wounded woman. We find shelter, the basement of a half-ruined building. Barricade the door with furniture. I light a candle, found it in Carlos's pack. Maria treats Miguel's scrapes. His knee is skinned, but not deep. Jake quietly reloads his shotgun. How much farther to the river? Carlos asks. On the map, a mile. But there's one more tunnel. No water, but there will be zombies. We have little ammo. I still have some. But we need silence. We rest for an hour. I'm almost asleep when a scream jolts me awake. Outside. Help! A woman screams. I go to the window. On the street, a woman with a child in her arms. Zombies behind her. Open up, I say. It's a trap, Carlos warns. Maybe they're infected. Look at the kid. He's about 5. He's not infected. I move the barricade, open the door. The woman runs in. I fire at the zombies, drop 2. A third falls. Jake hits him with the shotgun, but I close the door. The woman is crying. She says she hid in a basement for 3 days, ran out of food. Her husband is dead. The boy Tommy isn't bitten. We're going to the river, I say. You can come with us. Thank you. Now we're 7. We leave an hour later. The last stretch. A tunnel under a railroad, narrow, low ceiling. We have to crouch. I go first. Behind me, the woman with her child. Then Maria and Miguel. Carlos and Jake bring up the rear. In the middle of the tunnel, a collapse. Bricks, beams, rocks. We have to climb over. I help the woman pass her child over. She thanks me. But when Carlos climbs over last, a beam shifts. Crash. Dust. A trap triggers. Rocks fall from the ceiling. Carlos jumps back, but his leg gets pinned. Damn! He shouts. I rush to him, pull the beam away. He gets free, but he's hurt. Can't walk. I'll carry you, I say. Leave me. Save them. I don't leave anyone. I hoist him onto my shoulders. He's heavy, 200 pounds. But I walk. At the far end of the tunnel, another pack. 10 zombies. I fire one-handed, not accurate. Kill 3, the rest close in. Take this, Jake shouts, handing me his shotgun. I fire the shotgun. Buckshot tears them apart. The shells run out. I switch to my knife. When it's over, I stand in a pool of blood. Behind me, Carlos is alive but pale. In my hand, an empty shotgun. Beside me, Jake, clutching his shoulder. He's been bitten. Jake, I say. I know, he answers. I'm not going any farther. We don't leave our people. I'll turn. You know that. Give me a pistol. I can't. He pulls out his own revolver and shoots himself in the temple. Maria screams. I close my eyes. Chapter 6. Reaching the boat dock. Stealing a launch. For remain.
Me, Carlos, María, Miguel.
Plus the woman with her child. Her name is Sophie. And Tommy. We come out of the tunnel. Ahead, the river. The Hudson. The water is black, oily, reflecting the stars. Boats are moored at the dock. Several motor launches, yachts. One, an old fishing trawler. There, I say. We run toward the dock. Zombies appear from behind containers, from under the docks. I fire my last rounds. 1, 2, 3. Magazine empty. Drop the M4. Only the Glock left. Carlos, lead them. Carlos limps but leads. Sophie carries Tommy.
María pulls Miguel.
I fire the pistol. Ammo dwindles. 2 zombies drop, 3, 4. The Glock clicks. Empty. I drop it. Only my knife left. The last zombie grabs my shoulder. I drive the knife into its eye socket. It falls. I jump onto the launch. Carlos already has the motor running. We cast off. The boat pulls away from the shore. Zombies stand on the dock, staring with white eyes. Some jump into the water but sink. We made it, Maria whispers. We did, I answer. But I look at the shore. Far away, Manhattan is burning. And somewhere out there, dead Lisa, dead Emma. Chapter 7. Final, they are safe but the city burns. End of Book 1. We sail up the Hudson. I steer the boat. Carlos lies on the stern. His leg is swollen, but the bone is intact. Maria bandages him. Sophie feeds Tommy crackers. Miguel sleeps under a tarp. I look at the water, black cold. In the distance, shore. We beach on a deserted sandbar. I go first, check the area. No one. Come out. We walk into the woods. Find an abandoned cabin on the outskirts. A hunter's winter shack. A wood stove, firewood, even some canned goods. Stay here tonight, I say. And then, Sophie asks. Then Florida. There are safe zones. I heard it on the radio before it died. You'll come with us? I don't answer. I look at the fire in the stove. At the faces of the people I saved. They're alive because of me. But I feel no joy. Mark, Maria says. You have to come with us. I have to go back. Why? There's only death there. My family is there. Not their bodies, probably burned. But the memory. I need answers. Who did this? How it started? And why no one was saved? You can't do it alone. Maybe not. But I'll try. I stay with them one more night. In the morning, I gather supplies they share with me. Food, water, knife. No guns, just an axe and a piece of rebar. Will you come back?
Miguel asks.
I promise. Honest. Ranger's honor. I leave at dawn. I walk east, toward the city. An axe in my hand. A backpack on my back. Behind me, smoke, fires, the sound of gunfire. Ahead, dead New York. But somewhere down there, underground, in bunkers behind steel doors, sit the ones who allowed all this. I will find them, or die trying. Epilogue. The boat drifts slowly with the current. I sit on the bow, watching the receding shore. In my hand, Emma's little shoe. The one I found in the wreckage of the helicopter. I don't know if I'll survive. I don't know if I'll find answers. But I know one thing. As long as I live, I will remember. And I will fight. Not for reward. Not for glory. Not for a country that abandoned us. For Lisa. For Emma. For Brian, who asked to be put down. For Jake, who pulled the trigger himself. For everyone who didn't deserve to die in this hell. I'm not a hero. I'm just a cop who did his job. And my job isn't finished. End of Book 1. If you want to know what happens to Mark, whether he finds answers, whether he survives dead New York, and who was really behind this nightmare, leave a comment. But until then, take care of yourselves. The world can collapse any minute. But until it does, live, love, hold on to each other. Because when hell breaks loose, that's all you'll have left. Mark Harris, ESU Sergeant. End of Part 1. To be continued.